couple long layoffs for you guys here now, so early in the year. How do you think it's affected you guys in terms of finding a rhythm and just kind of easing into the year in the way that you guys would like?
Well, we haven't found any rhythm. I'm not going to sit here and say that because we've had breaks, that's the reason why we're losing games. I always try to look at things positively. So, if you're looking for positives out of this stretch, it's given our injured guys plenty of time to try to make a comeback. So, so for guys like Ozzy, Kim, Victor, all those guys who have seen no or limited time, we're going to need them. So if there's one positive out of that stretch of interrupted games and breaks, is it's allowed us to work hard on the training field, and it's allowed those guys to hopefully make a comeback.
Within that theme of positivity, you've seen some of the younger kids step up. Who are you most impressed by?
I think we've had, because we've been thin in some places, we've had to have some guys step up, young guys, which is great. I mean, talking about Bawana and Alex. I don't know if he's considered young, but Jordan on the right side. These guys are all seeing a decent amount of minutes, but seeing minutes is one thing. I think what I'm going to judge, or what I'm keen to see, is how do they respond to getting these minutes. Do they see it as an opportunity, or do they see it as a given, or as a job well done? I think this is the start for them. You want to fight to get on the pitch, to then get better, improve, make the team better, and develop into a really good player. So as far as we can see, all those young guys have an abundance of talent, but it's up to you to show what you do with that talent. I've seen so many players that have been way more talented than I could ever hope for, and literally throw it away by thinking that they can just once they see a couple minutes, that they can now relax and just cruise control for the remainder of their careers. So it has yet to be seen how they deal with that. I think that is a mental aspect of the game that young guys have to learn. But lots of guys who've gone through that process that they can I think learn from. Christian, Jordan, young guys who saw significant minutes right away and were able to keep their feet on the ground and keep plucking away on our training field.
You guys haven't scored, so two questions. Do you feel like how can you assess the ball distribution from where you're at to the forward place, and do you think guys are in the right place for you guys to score? Just a matter of that happening.
I'm probably the worst to comment on that. I'm 100 yards away from the opponent's goal, so
that's why the ball distribution is
my job is to try to work the ball up the field with as high percentage passes as I possibly can, or put players in the positions that they can try to make high percentage plays in maintaining possession and get us the ball in dangerous situations upfield, where then maybe some guy gets a chance. But right now, obviously, there's something a little bit that's not syncing up there. We've had, I mean, if you look at LAFC, we've had numerous chances there, but granted, I think Ty made a couple good saves. We just weren't really there to take advantage of those chances. I mean, when you're getting 20 plus chances, you got to bury one of those. So just got to keep working on it, working on our finishing, working on our off the ball movement, and then I mean, another way you can score is by having the opponent turn over balls in dangerous positions. I think we've been susceptible to that as well in counters ourselves, so we need to see an opportunity in that as well, that maybe instead of having to build 100 yards, why don't we snag the ball off the top of the 18 and just score from there.
How do you think the Champions League has impacted your guys' season to this point, having to A, build up your intensity for that competition, and then B, having the disappointment you guys had? Do you think that's bled into your guys' league campaign at all?
I mean, it affects just simply because you're traveling, you're starting earlier, you're putting players in high intensity situations earlier against opponents who are there already. It is as weird as that sounds, when you're starting the MLS season against an MLS team, that team is on the same field as you, so you're I think you're easing your way into it with your opponent. Well, I mean, you're going against Chivas. They're hungry. They're going. They're fighting for their coach's job. It's difficult, right? So, Sometimes I think we were unfortunate with the injuries, and I would love to be the first MLS team to win that competition. But sometimes you have to be realistic too. If you stretch yourself too thin because we don't have enough guys, then it's going to be difficult. And I think we try to have guys come in and get a result with some depth against tough opponents, and it didn't work out. And now we have to obviously focus on the season. That's the only thing that we can really focus on until Open Cup opens.
Will you be rooting on the other teams tonight, or would you almost rather have that door open for you guys another couple years down the road?
I think it's a love-hate there. It's I think the MLS has already won, I think, this year when it comes to CONCACAF, because you can clearly see that the respect that the MLS has gained in Mexico particularly has increased. So it's been a win regardless. Whether they want to admit it or not, they're talking about us, and that's proof enough that we're heading the right direction. So I wish those teams all the best. I still want to be the first one to win it, but they've done well, and they deserve to be in the position they are. And if they're going to keep doing that, Toronto and New York, they have a good chance.